Hi, I'm Melissa, and in this session, we'll be wiring our PiBot. This is the most exciting part because this is going to be what makes our robot move. To do this, we'll need our DC motor chip, also known as an H-bridge. This H-bridge will be what allows us to control the direction of movement of our DC motors. Let's get started. To take you in a step-by-step process, please follow what I do so our pins will light up. Notice the orientation and the placement that I use for our H-bridge. The first thing I want you to notice are these silver solder pads. These should be lined up with the right side of your robot. Next, notice that there are 8 pins on each side of the chip. This will result in a total of 16 pins. We'll line up pin 1 at the third point on our breadboard from the left. To push in our H-bridge onto our breadboard, you can gently place your thumb and apply an even force so that we can keep all our pins straight. When looking at our pins, this pin will be 1. And on the bottom side, it'll go from 1 through 8, and the top side will start at 9 and go up to 16. The wires that are immediately available to us are our left and right motor wires, which I've labeled for clarity, as well as our power and our ground from our power supply. So, the first things we'll do is let's start with our ground from our power supply. This black wire shall go to pin 16, and our battery's power wire will go to pin 15. This red wire is from our switch. Here are our left and right motors. I've labeled them for convenience. Let's take a closer look at the bottom. It is important to note that we have placed our blue wires on top and our white wires on bottom. Having said that, if you have placed your motors opposite, all of your sample codes will work, but you will have to swap the wiring. Pins 11 through 14 will be used for our motor connections. Let's start with our left motor wires. We know the blue wire is on top and the left wire is on bottom. This means blue left is 14 and white left is 13. We'll do the same thing for our right motor wires. Again, the blue wire is on top and the white wire is on bottom. So, blue right is pin 12 and white right is pin 11. So far, as a check, we've used 6 pins on the top end of our H-bridge. 2 pins were not used. Don't worry about those. Now that we have connected our power supply to our H-bridge and our motors to our H-bridge, it is now time for us to connect our stem board. You'll notice that our stem board has 3 grounds, 1, 2, and 3. We can take any one, but we'll use this one right here as shown in the manual. Now, whenever you take a pin from our stem board, please make sure you count from the actual terminals, not just looking at what it says, just to make sure we take the right one. Our ground from our stem board will go to pin 1 on our H-bridge. Next, our H-bridge will be connected to our stem board digital pins 3, 5, 6, and 11. Let's grab one of our white wires. We'll start with our stem board pin 3, and again I'm going to count 0, 1, 2, 3. which will go to our H-bridge pin 3. Note that H-bridge pin 2 will not be used. Now, stem board pin 5 will go to H-bridge pin 4. Next, stem board pin 6 will go to H-bridge pin 5. And finally, stem board pin 11 will go to H-bridge pin 6. Now, your basic PiBot wiring is complete. Congratulations! The hardest part is over and your motor wiring is complete. Now, how do you know it's correct? Go to the STEM Center USA PiBot downloads page and download the sample code Motor Test. If your PiBot goes forward for 2 seconds and then reverses for 2 seconds, you've done everything correctly. If it starts to spin, that means one of your motor wires may be reversed, so accommodate accordingly. 2 more things to note. Your switch controls your motors. Make sure it's in the off position before you start, or your robot will start moving immediately. Also, make sure that your switch is in the 5-volt position before you get started. Good luck, and I'll see you in the next video.